Fun fact number 70. I'm so tired. That's not what it is. It's like, what's up? Here and now. I'm running a little bit late. This was supposed to go out earlier today, but I've been trying to catch up on things like laundry and figuring out why I haven't got paid and why looking for days that I can work for the rest of this month because then school's out after the end of this month and trying to recover from Saturday. Yeah, okay. So I finally canceled the online Map of the Soul Balm order and the whale bracelet, purple whale bracelet order because I ordered it April 3rd and it's still not here. And I already went to the concert and the Map of the Soul Balm wouldn't work and everything else, and they still haven't shipped it. They've sent the information to the shipping company, but the shipping company has not picked up the package. So I'm done with that. So I canceled that. I tried to send them a notice saying I didn't want it anymore and I was canceling it. And I went to my credit card and I was disputing the charge because I have never received the package and it should have been here. But it should have been, per what they told me when I bought the items, it should have been here a week ago, if not 2 weeks ago. And the latest it should have been here was the day before the concert. That's if you were counting weird days for business days. So I still don't have the package. And so I ended up canceling it yesterday. I had bought the other package through Walmart, but it was like a side gig, and it wasn't an actual balm. It said it was a version 4 balm, but it wasn't. It only had one button. But I thought, well, I'll bring it with me to the concert that we went to on Saturday. And it was so good. Okay. In the old days, I told you it's been decades since I went to a concert. In the old days, you would go to a concert. It was a band. They usually played their own instruments and sang. And they put on a show too, and a light show and maybe some other stuff, but it wasn't like a whole didn't have a lot of extra people and dancers and staging and stuff, but there was some. And then at the end of it, you would clap and stomp your feet and scream, and they would come out for encores. Well, that's not the way it happens anymore. Now they just come out for an encore, and then even if you clap and stomp your feet, they don't come out again. So I thought that was kind of weird. That's not what I'm used to. The other thing was the BTS Army fans. They are, I think, 99%. Well, I'm wondering if some of the not so nice people that we ran into were not really BTS fans and not really Army, because the ones that we did meet were so kind and so sweet and just the best fans that I've ever met. And there was a thing where it was like free. You got when we met a lady in the parking lot. And she was like, "Oh, let's go so we can get some of the freebies." And I'm like, "Freebies?" Well, the fans make stuff, buy stuff, have a little package that they hand out. I don't know. Oh, I can show you some of the stuff that I got on my purse. I know I stepped away for a second. Sorry. I didn't really plan this out, but I have there's stuff on my bulletin board. I spent yesterday going through it all because they hand you out stuff, the fans do. And my daughter roommate, luckily had a bag of these little glass duckies of different colors and sparklies and stuff. And they're like this big. And she's a teacher and she uses them in her classroom with her students. And she had that on her for some reason. And we were giving those away to people because I didn't know that was a thing. So, this is one of my favorite ones. I got a necklace that says BTS on it. Um, this one is it's kind of like they bought the heart and they put the BTS logo there, and then it's hanging on my purse right now, and it's so soft. This was something somebody gave me. And it says they did these little little things here. Can you see that? It says BTS and it says, I think it says, does it say Oh, I think mine says BTS Army, but some of them had a orang on it and stuff like that. That's so sweet. And then I have a few other things hanging off. I mean, here's 3D printed BTS. Um, Over here, I got Jungkook's mascot. I got, let's see, who is this? This is, I think, I can't see without my glasses on. I forget who this was. It might be J-Hope. Oh, wait. No, this is V because the mascot is a heart. This is RM. Somebody made this. Oh, and my daughter was reading and it said, don't forget to take off the cover of the acrylic. The acrylic covers. Well, I'll have to do that later because I have so much more to tell you. And then, let's see, wait. What else do I have here? Well, I didn't put too much. Got so much stuff on my purse from, Japanese anime stuff that I can't have too much more on my purse. But those are the few things that I decided to add to my purse. But those were some of the items that we got as freebies. And that's in the old days, decades ago, that wasn't a thing. Fans didn't make things. I mean, there's this ooh, I want to grab some of this stuff and show, but maybe I'll show you another time. It's like made these pipe cleaners into like the shape, like here's the arms and then down here and then here's the legs. And then they took the face picture of one of the BTS members and stuck it on the pipe cleaner. So cute. So cute. So many. I got stickers and stickers and stickers of their mascots and of them and pictures of them and so many things really. So cute. And like I said, I got a necklace. She got a bracelet. My daughter roommate got a bracelet, a necklace, so many things. So I had the light bulb that I showed you before, and I decided I wanted to get a light bulb. And my daughter was like, "Oh, maybe we can get a T-shirt. Maybe you can get me a T-shirt and a light bulb." And I said, "Okay, and I'll get myself a light bulb. I'm just gonna go for it because everything else wasn't working." And I did the entire golden Amazon blue henna tattoo and stuff like that. And I know I'm going to have to get a golden necklace and a whale bracelet that's purple sometime, but whatever. Okay. But I went down. Basically, we drove a long way to get there. She did all the driving. I have night blindness, so on the way back, it wasn't going to happen in the morning. I was too tired, but she drove. I got the tickets, which I couldn't afford, but whatever. Um, we left like at around 11 and got there. And we picked up some fast food items. And then we went to get in line to get into the parking, which wasn't really that bad. The staff there did a really good job at Stanford Stadium. Yes, that's where I was Saturday night with BTS and 50,000 other people. 7 boys and the 50,000 of us. And there's so much I could share about it. If you want to know more, I can tell you more it was an hour earlier. It was an hour earlier start before they're more than what they're used to. And the sun was still out and they're not used to that. And so it's kind of a weird situation. It was their first time there. They're one of the only bands that's ever played at the stadium. And gosh, they were really sweet. They're sweet boys. What are you going to tell them and say? Very sweet boys. And then we had to stand in line for like 3 hours. And there were some people who wanted to be in the shade so they didn't move up to where they should have been because there was some sun there. Whereas most of us were in the sun, and there were people older than me there that were suffering. But they did have somebody come by and offer free water bottles, which was good because we had drank our water bottles down. Um, we were in the line to get in the gate because parking opened at 1:30, we were in line to get in the gate, probably about 2:30, so it was like 2, 3 hours that we were in line, waiting to get in, and mostly in the sun. But we met some really nice people in line, young, old, teeny tiny, big men, women, um, fangirls, in the sexy outfits. Um, it was pretty cool, except for he was standing in the sun for a few hours, um, and trying and sneak a little bit, run into the shade and come back to line and stuff like that. It was and standing for that long. It was a lot of standing. And so when they opened the gate at 4:30, that was fine, and we got in and we found our seats fine, and we had pretty good seats, I think. And not the most expensive because I have no money really, so yeah, that was hard. And then once we got our seats, um, my daughter roommate wanted to put on makeup that she brought, and I decided to go down and check out the merch lines, which were really long. One of them was really long, but it was moving fast, and they had like a thing of what you could get. And then they came by and said, "You can't get jerseys. We're sold out of jerseys." And then, um, and then somebody came by and said, "Hey, there's a shorter line down the way. They're just selling basically bombs and bomb stuff. So if that's what you're really looking for." So I called and my daughter and I said, "Hey, do you really want a t-shirt?" She goes, "No, I don't really want a t-shirt. I just really want a bomb. I want a bomb that's going to work in the stadium and everything else." And I said, "I do too. I'll still keep the bomb that doesn't work with this, is really not a bomb, but as a, just as a thing, but let's both get a bomb." And then when I went to the other merch place, it said one per person. So then I had to call her and say, "Hey, do you want to come down?" The line was moving really slow because the payment Wi-Fi was glitchy. And so even though the line could have moved faster, it was moving really slow because the Wi-Fi kept bugging out when people were trying to pay. So it was like, but I met some really lovely people in line there, got some more freebies. My daughter came down, got some more, handed out some more ducks. There were some Italian ices there. We got some Italian ices. I got watermelon. She got blueberry. But now it's like, okay, it's 6 and the concert's going to start at 7 and this line's moving really slow. And actually, I think when she came down, it was probably about 6:20, 6:30, and I was like, we're not going to see the opening of the concert at all. We're not going to see it. And this was her first concert. I mean, her first like huge concert ever. I mean, kids in high school were going to see Taylor Swift and all of these other concerts, but she never she was such well, she's very serious studying and everything. So um we always say like we went to a county fair and Joan Jett was there and that was huge and she was probably 13 or 15 or something. But yeah, nothing like this venue. And this is a smaller venue than I've been to concerts 20, 30 years ago, and the Oakland Coliseum and other places, and Concord Pavilion and stuff. But even the Concord Pavilion is a little bit more intimate than like the Oakland Coliseum. But so we were standing in line, and we finally got up there. Lovely people, like I said, from all over the place, really. Um, some people came from out of state. They're like, "I'm going to come to this concert." People were going, "Are you going to go to all three?" And I'm like, I can't afford that. I can't even afford this, let alone all three. But I got myself an actual version 4 BTS bomb, and it has 2 buttons. And if you press this one, well, I don't know if you can see because it's really bright because it actually like works and you can change the colors, right? But what happened is all we had to do was turn it on. And see, this does like all the effects. that I was talking about, and it would connect to Bluetooth through an app, but we didn't have to do it. All we had to do was turn it on. And this was extra. I got this, and I got the cradle, and my daughter got the bomb too. She bought food too. We both got the bomb, and um, the other bomb I got when we were leaving, it was hard to get out of the parking lot, so I got out of the car to try to direct my roommate daughter, and not hit any cars. And I think when I got out of the car, that bomb fell on the ground and we ran over it. Because when I got home, I couldn't find it anywhere, and there was something that went crunch. So, yeah, and it wasn't another car. So, yeah, that bomb is gone. That one was only like $35. So, and it wasn't real. So I'm okay with that. And I got all these freebies worth probably that much, if not more. We both got a bomb, and when my daughter roommate got her bomb after me, and I was waiting for her, and she goes, "Oh, do we need batteries?" And I said, "No, I brought batteries for the other one. We've got 9 batteries. We'll be fine." And there was a lady that came up and said, "Hey, I forgot to get batteries. Can I just buy batteries?" And they're like, "I'm sorry, you have to get back in line." And there's another lady that went to the bathroom with her bomb, and it fell on the floor and broke. And she came back to exchange it, and they said, "No, you have to buy another one, and you have to get back in line." And I'm like, "Oh my God, just exchange it, really, you know?" And just let the lady get batteries. But my daughter, knowing that we had batteries, bought 2 packs of batteries. And she used one for her bomb and gave the lady the other one. And she gave her $5, which was really sweet. I don't know how much the batteries were, but I think the lady was really appreciative that my daughter just said, "Just give me 2 packs of batteries," and gave it to the lady. So there was a lot of that kind of giving and receiving and kind of sharing and love and stuff. And there were some people with sticks up their butts, but I would say all in all, there weren't that many, honestly. And the 7 boys were just so, you could see, I'll admit that Jin didn't look like he was feeling well. Not like, maybe like he was feeling tired, sick, but also something in his heart looked like it hurt. Sugar looked a little under the weather too, but Jin looked really old, and you could see it in his eyes too, and looked a little pallid. So when they were saying, "And Jin," I was trying to scream really loud for him to know, to let him know that we were there and that I saw that he didn't look like he was feeling good. And even I think whoever made up their schedule for concerts was a doofus, because it's like they're here and then they go to Las Vegas, and then it's like something like they go to Australia and they go to Timbuktu, and then they go to Saskatchewan, and then they go to Alaska, and then they're in France, and then they're in Russia, and then they go to LA. Why wouldn't you plan it so the travel was a little bit easier on them? And it's like they did Saturday night, which is when I went. Then they did Sunday night, and then they have today off, and they're doing Tuesday night, and then they're going someplace else. So, and I loved it that B said he loved the pizza, and um, they all liked. This was a new venue for them, and so it was and it was earlier, and so it was a little difficult. And it was their first night in this venue. I didn't get to hear Mikrokosmos. Hallie didn't get to hear answer, love was it? The answer love. And I love permission to dance. So, but it was like a show. It wasn't like the concerts of the old days. And I'm still very tired. Um, Still a little bit like residual from the experience. And I wish, like, in one of the freebies, it had the orang. I knew part of the orang song, but it had the whole thing on a little card. This was the little card. It had the orang song. That would have been helpful. And then this was the name chant that goes in front of another song. And I knew that one, but I didn't hear them chanting until I didn't hear what was going on, or I didn't know they were doing the chant until basically it was over. But then these are some of the paper things that flew up in the air, and then they have flames and smoke and lights and fireworks. I thought the fireworks were going to be after the show, but I think they didn't get to do the exact show that they do every place else because of how the Stanford Coliseum works and the noise ordinances and traffic. And thank goodness my daughter roommate came with me because I would have never left Stanford because I couldn't find the car. I didn't know where it was. I just followed her and she got it. When we were leaving the parking lot, I said, I think we need to go left. She goes, no, we need to go right. It's okay. And they're only letting us go right. So we're going to have to do that. I'm like, well, how are we going to get to the highway? How are we going to get home? And there was traffic, but, she goes, no, if we go this way, she goes, don't you remember Bryant Street? And I'm like, oh yeah. And I'm like, oh, does that say Bryant? It's like night blindness. And then, when we got on the highway, it was like, okay, yeah, now I know where we are, but I wouldn't have been able to get out there. And so thank goodness for her. I don't think I would have been able to go at all. And that was Saturday. And then Sunday, we got home. Then it's like another hour and a half, 2 hour drive home. And we get in the door and we're just like, crash, just crash. Getting up Sunday morning and you're just like, and then that's when that's when I realized, okay, the other bomb did not make it home with us. And I was exhausted Sunday and did not dance, did not do very much at all. Did a few things to support my roommate daughter because they went to work today. And I'm still like, uh, laundry? I don't know. So it was really good. And today's a beautiful day. The ocean was calling. And you can hear it in my voice, the tired in my voice. And and the sun is shining. The ocean is just a beautiful color out my window. And it was like, come play with me, Dream. Come play with me. YouTube lady, person, whatever your name is. Well, whatever. You guys probably know it anyway. I'll just say, come play with me, Trees. Come on, play with me. And I'm like, laundry and dishes and fun fact. And paperwork because they said I didn't fill it all out. And just organizing and figuring out life. The garbages had to be put out. The garbages had to be brought back up. All the things you do in your normal life, I did. I was on my Facebook and I was like, oh, this is his RM, and he's like saying, send me a message. We went to the Stanford we did the Stanford thing, and it says you can send him a message, and I said, oh, I was there last night. And thank you for the fun, the music, and the love, And then somebody wrote back, and I'm like, well, is this AI or is this a staff member? Or then kept insisting that this was RM. And I'm like, yeah, no, you're not. And there was the big thing that's happened to me many times. If you look back at my history, especially when it's about dating, I've had many people that I've met through Facebook dating that have said, hey, let's talk on WhatsApp. And I start talking to them on WhatsApp. And then it's like, they're scammers. And it's not like I have any money or any resources for them to scam, but they played with my heart. And that's bad enough. Some of them broke my heart. And so I kind of I went on WhatsApp and I was saying, hey, this is not a good platform for me. I've just had people scam me in one way or another. They didn't get any money, got none to get, but um yeah, it's not a platform that I like to use. And I was just kind of like, well, I think I'm just gonna block you because I don't think you're who you say you are, and this is just really weird, you know? And then so I blocked this RM, and then um I got a message from another number saying they were Sugar, not Suga, but Sugar, RM's bandmate. And then I shouldn't have blocked him and I should have gotten to know him. And I'm like, I'm a what? You must have billions of people all over the world that would love to talk to you. Why are you making such an effort for me? I'm not anybody, right? And I blocked you, but now you're having Sugar say I should unblock you because I should get to know you and talk with you. I'm like, do they really do that? Why would they do it? Maybe it's like the Encore thing or the freebies. It's been so long that maybe they do this. But I think that there's such big celebrities that they're not going to get upset if a nobody doesn't believe they are who they say they are and blocks them. I think they have about at least a billion other people that they can talk to besides me. And yes, I am awesome. Did I say I am an awesome old soul, but I'm really just another pebble on the shore. So why are you making such a big deal about this? If you really are who you say you are, then I shouldn't really matter. And if I push it, And but if you're not who I can see if you're not who you're saying you are, that's why you're pushing it because you think you can get information or something really cool out of me, which they got some information, but nothing that was very useful. So I thought that was weird, but kind of interesting, the way people want to scam. Is the BTS concert on Saturday, obviously, is my main here and now. But then there's other life things too. And so many other life things. But that is one of the happy things that happened. One of the good things that happened. Adventure and fun and beautiful uh, experiences of life. And I think a lot of times on here I share some things that aren't always that beautiful or exciting or adventuresome. I don't know if I'll ever be able to go to another concert because I feel like I'm still recovering and I didn't even have any alcohol. I mean, it wasn't like that. I was telling somebody, you can't even bring in food. And we used to bring in watermelons infused with vodka. So I was like, this is just, but then there's the world. Yeah, what's going on? And I pray for the safety of the BTS members. I'm not a big prayer person. I'd probably say I wish or I manifest safety for them because they're going all over the world and the world is not a very safe place right now for anybody. unless you're white and male and a misogynistic pig, um, and a pedophile. But otherwise, the world's not a very safe place for anybody. So that's the flip side of the adventure and the joy and everything and the beauty and the truth and the love. You've got the ugly liars who hate. And I like to see it balance back to the beauty, truth, and love. But I can't make anybody do anything. Everybody has choices. We all have to make the choice that's best for us, too, and not just for everybody else, which I tend to do. But right now, I don't know if you can hear that. I have my window open right now, and I think somebody moved in next door that's trying to start a band. They're not too bad, but they're not too good. They're very loud, and it's very disturbing. So every time around this time of day, there's the drums. Maybe I should start singing opera at the top of my lungs again. I don't know if my voice can handle it. At my age, like I said, that might be my last concert. Thank you, BTS, for coming back and for singing Swim and singing like animals and um, 2.0 and like butter and stars tonight. With a little funky soul, I get up like dynamite. Oh, ciao, Bellas. That's my here and now.